Hello, back again to do another unboxing and review. This time it's of the Dream Vision Virtual Reality Smartphone Headset. This is brought to us by the company of Zumi, that's Tzumi. So I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Okay, now you might have seen quite a few of these VR headsets come out. It seems to be the tech gadget of 2016. And of course, Samsung Gear VR is probably the main one that most people are familiar with. But quite a few companies have come along and tried to put out their own, more affordable version, and hopefully to steal some of those sales. So, what is this one? Right off the bat, I picked this up, well, because I kind of knew what it was, but more than that, looking at the package, it's a unique box. You got this kind of points on both ends, and you have this nice handle, which is actually rubber. And I know a lot of people think, oh, you make such a big deal about the boxes, who cares? But you know what? That's the first opinion you get of the product, right? So I think it's pretty important. And this handle, although not only is it convenient, but I think it really adds to this is meant for on the go. You know, they even the item itself has a handle, so you can pick it up and be on your way. So I think that kind of drives the vibe of this thing home. Okay. But this particular one, let's look at it, what it has to offer. Okay, so much like many of them in this price range, they're meant to work with either Google Cardboard or YouTube VR, and it says it works with all VR apps. So it doesn't seem this one has its own proprietary app. They're plug and play. They have that in this reflective purple, so I guess they meant you to see that pretty clear. And 360 video compatibility, built-in retractable earbuds. That's kind of cool. Universal design, fits iPhone, Android phones, and anything up to 6-inch screen. So that should be most phones, and of course iOS and Android. There's a picture of a lady having a good time. Whatever she's seeing looks, and you can see right here they got the earbuds. So okay, and then on the side here, just some classy packing. Dream Vision. Okay. On the back, the other side, pretty much like the other side. Okay, on the back, some specs. Kind of shows how the thing slides into this front lens. It looks like the front lens drops forward. Of course, we'll see that in a bit. Again, a sticker telling you it works with all VR apps. And then your 3D roll the weights. Okay, this is kind of reflective, so I'll read it out in case you can't see it here. It says the focus distance. There's adjustments for that, so you can fine-tune. Again, we'll see it once we open it up. Okay, universal phone caddy, up to 6 inches screen, and some of this other stuff. Oh, it says here that works for people with myopia 600 degrees or less. Okay, lightweight, high durability, adjustable strap. Okay, yeah, it has a 3-point adjustable strap, which is quite important for long-term use and just comfortability, so it doesn't slide on and off your head when you whip your head up and down. We all know about that. All right, and also here it says the retractable stereo earbuds, and there is also a magnetic control switch, enhances experience with Google Cardboard apps and more. Some of the other more affordable VR headsets don't have the magnetic controls, so that's, I guess, a plus. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Alright, so I went ahead and opened one of the sides here. You can see I had to remove one of those little sticker circles. Anyway, and then this, so from this, it opens up like that. And there it is. And there seems to be in a carrying case, or bag, I should say. Nothing else in the box. All in here. Okay. Oh, there you go. Front says Dream Vision. Okay. Huh. Alright. Actually, this thing, it's lightweight, yes, but it actually feels durable. It feels really like one piece. So far, I haven't, obviously touched anything or opened anything yet, but I noticed it doesn't feel real rattly like some of the cheaper ones. This shell material felt really thin, like you could almost push it in with your thumbs. This, of course, does not feel like that. The drop-forward lens doesn't rattle, so that's a good sign. And yeah, fit and finish seems to be pretty darn good, actually. Cushion, So you have the unit, then there's this big ridge here, and then there's that nice foam padding, and yeah, it doesn't seem to separate, which is good. So it means it might last quite a long time compared to some of the other ones. You just did this and you could already see these separating. So far so good. All right, we see the headphone, one of the headphones there. It looks like okay, and then on the other side, of course, boom, there's that one. There's our magnetic switch button. Okay, so it's all right. Is that metal? I think that may actually be metal. Okay, and let's look at the important business here, the lenses. Okay. The lenses do, in fact, have the little, what do you call it, screen protector films on them. Let's see. Okay, these adjustment switches are down here. Oh, nice. Okay. So these switches slide up and down, and that brings the lenses to you in a way, so you can see here. All right, that's a step up. Another brand I tried and was disappointed with, the only way to get these to come towards you is you have to actually screw them out and screw them in. And that was a pain because when you screwed it in, it was hard to tell because there was no markings. You know, you couldn't like go so many degrees. You just had to kind of freehand it and hope you got them about the same distance. And then when you start using it, they'd screw in or screw out, and it would change the focus, and it was just crap. So this one looks to be an improvement over that other one. Another thing about the lenses, actually there's two controls kind of integrated into each of these. You have the forward and back, which I already showed you, but then you see there's this little slide switch inside this slide switch going in the other direction. So instead of north and south, you have east and west, this switch inside, and if you use that, look at that, it moves the lens for your interpupillary distance. You can change it. That is cool. I like that. Two controls integrated within each other. That's awesome. Let's see now the lens here. Lens slash door, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so the hinges are on the bottom, so this must be where you open it. Oh, okay. All right, nifty place to put your instruction manual. There you go. User manual. Choose your experience. Okay, it says here's top 10 free virtual reality apps. Well, that's cool. So they give you kind of something to start off with. Okay. And now let's look at this here. Alright, so you can see here's a 3.5 millimeter jack. Obviously that's probably for the headphones. And that plugs in there. Am I doing it right? Okay. So, alright. Okay, and there's only one, there's not one over here, so I guess this is for both, obviously, but okay. So, and, okay, we can see our lenses through the front here. And then if you look on the door, portions of the door are somewhat see-through. So I suppose if you have a camera on your phone, right, who doesn't have a camera on their phone? But what I meant to say is that the camera is usually on one of the ends, and you can see here how this whole corner is basically, well, here, I'll see it like that. You can see through there, right? So if no matter what way you put your phone, the camera will be either on this side or this side, and whether it's here or here or here or here, you're going to still be able to see out. So that would probably be good for those augmented reality type games where it uses your camera to take a picture of the environment. Okay. Now, let's talk about how this thing stays closed. The previous junky one, which will go unmentioned, had a really cheap clasp that you just used your finger to flip and the whole thing just dropped forward. Got too crazy, hit it while you're playing a game, your phone flies out. Okay, that doesn't seem to be the case here. Instead, this one, see, is it? Oh, it is magnetic. Okay, so you see here, we have those two line up with those two up there, and that's what's keeping it closed. All right. Yay, that's a pretty big step up from the El Cheapo one. Okay, let's see how far these headphones come out. Oh, they retract, look at that. Okay, you pull them out full length and then they have a stop. And then I guess you pull out just a little more and let go. And they retract. Alright, liking that. That's pretty cool. Of course, there's a screen protector on the lens. Alright, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and... oh, there's one other thing. It came with these little earbud, different sizes. So you have very small and then the bigger size, and I guess the one on here is the medium size. So, and yes, there's a little spot for your nose. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and try this out. Alright, so I've had the chance to use this for a little bit now, and I must say, I'm pretty impressed, especially at the price point that this comes in. Alright, so we'll start with comfort. This cushion here, this padding, is doing a really good job. It's nice and plump, and it also, how should I say, it doesn't seem to wear on you after having it on for quite some time, so that's a good thing. The harness, the head strap, band, whatever you want to call this, it works once you get it configured right. It took me a little longer than I thought to figure out the optimal position for these little sliders, tensioners. And when you do finally get it, I noticed this seems to rest high on your head, meaning the backmost part here where the three come together, this is obviously goes to the back of your head, and I kind of thought it would go around to maybe a little underneath your skull, you know, it protrudes out and then your skull kind of slopes back in towards your neck. I was trying to get this kind of like behind there to kind of hold it in place, but no, this part wants to stay like right at the very back of your skull, and until you get these bands configured right, the unit kind of has a tendency to feel like it's going to slide off the top of your head, but once you figure it out, then it's all good. Okay, so that covered, let's talk about some of the functions here. This little magnetic button actually comes off. You can take the no, I can't do it. Okay, you see you can actually take this off. So, and yes, it is an actual magnet. So the magnet's here. So it just sticks on. So I'm assuming there's some metal in there, and that's what allows it to slide up and down. And the groove keeps it in place. So if you click it down, it doesn't fly off the top when you release it. So now I can't really say how well this works as far as in game or in application, because my phone evidently doesn't have the thing to respond to this. So if yours does, great, but mine doesn't. So this is probably for Galaxy phones and all the popular brands. Okay, the headphones. Yes, the headphones work. Sounds adequate. It isn't super good, but on the other hand, it's not poor either. So I'd say these are convenience. If you have a really pair of earbuds that you like, I would just use those. Speaking of which, this of course is the plug if you want to use the headphones that are supplied, but I don't see that why you couldn't just drop this down. You'd put your headphones into your phone, right? And then this, so actually, yeah, you could probably just keep this in the little tuck-away spot if you want, and plug in your own earbuds, and then you see this window on the side. The cable protrudes out. So, I mean, you don't necessarily have to use these if you don't want to, but they're nice because they're always with the unit. You don't have to bring something separate. Okay, and as you pretty much figured out, that's just a holding spot for this. So, okay. What are we going to talk about? Okay, the inside here, the windows, they do work. As you can see, they're tinted, and I don't believe that's due solely to the screen protector. Yeah, because that's probably most likely clear. Let's just check real quick. Yeah. Okay, so the screen protector's clear, so that kind of dark shading there, that is the actual plastic. However, your camera can still see through it. I tested it, and yeah, of course the picture has that tint to it, but you can still see through. So it should, I guess, work with those augmented reality games. However, I have not tried one of those. Okay, what else? Okay. Oh, yes, the lenses, of course. The lenses, this unit is, I mean, it seems simple, like, of course, why wouldn't every unit have this? But trust me, they don't. The ability to adjust the focus as well as the interpupillary distance while using the unit, meaning you don't have to take it off your head to adjust because everything's down here. It's really handy. I noticed when I put this on, put it back in his bag and picked it up, the focus was a little off while I was playing the game, and I didn't want to have to take it off my head again, and I was able to just adjust it by using this while I'm actually playing the game, so you know exactly when you hit the sweet spot where everything's in focus. Great idea. So, the games. As far as use on this, I just basically tried out 2 games, and the 2 I tried were this one, Incel VR, which is basically a rail shooter. What I mean by well, it's not even a shooter because you don't shoot anything. Namely, it's more of a rail game where you avoid obstacles and collect things, and it takes place inside a human cell. So it's one of those you've been miniaturized and you go into a world that seems alien, but it's actually inside your own body type deal. It's pretty cool. You can you ride on like a long, basically like a real long spaghetti noodle, think of it like that, and you can rotate around the entire noodle as the game progresses you forward. So you don't necessarily have to, you just basically tilt your head side to side, and that rotates you around the track, and then you can collect things. So you can't just always stay on the top. Sometimes you have to go to the side to avoid an obstacle or roll all the way underneath the bottom. So it's a pretty good demo, I would say. Again, it's not a real full-blown, game that you would get and play for months, obviously. But, I mean, it does well to demo the unit. And the other game kind of falls in that same category. It was a turret shooter. It's in space, and you're like a little fighter spaceship, and you basically stay in one spot, and you just turn your head around to view the enemy ships that are flying around you, and as you look at them, the gun or turret automatically shoots. So it's just a turret game where you use your head to look, aim, and fires auto once you have something even remotely in front of you. So that's that. Again, both games, I mean, they seem to be demo-y type games, even though they're technically games on their own. And, at this point, I'm just pretty much reviewing the different software, not so much this unit. So we'll get back to this unit here. The unit is, for the price point, it's a really good deal. The build quality is, about as much as you could ask for at that price point. It seems to be a nice compact unit. Also, it carries well since it's kind of robust. It feels like one solid object, and you don't feel like you're carrying a bag of miscellaneous parts that are rattling all over. Talking about rattling though, there is no rattle, but this closure with the magnetic, it did hold my phone in, all except one time when I think I was a little overzealous and I brought my head down real quick and then brought it back up or something like that. I don't know. I was in the game, so I was... But anyways, it was basically a real fast change of direction, and this did pop open once. But again, that was pretty serious, almost head-banging type stuff going on there. So I suppose if you were doing the more casual or even normal game playing, I don't think you'd have that problem. But after that, when I start doing intense sections, I go ahead and I put my hand on either side here. That way, not only do I feel safer for my phone not flying out, but also I figured it gives me better control because I can kind of stabilize the phone better because I can use my hands to stabilize it as well as my head. So that might be a gaming tip right there, but it also has a point of securing this. But I would not call the closure mechanism cheap. I would say adequate, but except for the most extreme head movements. So with all that said, definitely I think it's a good pickup.